Hello and welcome to another episode. My name is Esther Aketome, and if you're watching for the first time, welcome. I hope you subscribe at the end of this video or just now. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with me and for always coming back to watch. Today I'm going to start talking about the visa processing, and like I discussed in my last video, the visa processing starts after you get your I-20. So if you have just received your I-20, or if you're just starting this process and you want to know what happens next after you get your I-20, well, I'm here for you. So the first thing you need to know is that you need to pay your service fee. That is the function of the service ID that would be at the top of your I-20. Okay, the service is basically used to monitor your movement in the United States, like when you change your address, when you're done with school, just so they can be sure that you have not gone out of status and you are still in the country. Okay, so every student needs to pay that fee. It's how they track you. Even when you're in school, most times you get emails from the international office asking you to always update your new address and your phone number. It's very important that they know where you are at, not at all times, but at least at all stages. It's not like you're going club and you're like, hey service, I'm going to the club. The current service fee is $350, and it feels like it just keeps increasing. Yeah, because it was about 200 and something probably 2 years ago. But anyway, that's how much it costs right now. That's the service fee amount, and it's valid for a year. So if you go for your visa interview and you don't get it the first time, it's fine. You can use it for a whole year. You wouldn't have to pay for another service fee. Okay, next one is your visa fee. Visa application fee is non-refundable, and it is $160. You pay it each time you go for an interview, so that one is not like transferable. It's valid for one use. So each time you go for an interview, you are going to pay a visa application fee. Your passport needs to have at least 6 months validity on it. It's very important. Okay, make sure you have at least 6 months validity on your passport from the time you will be starting school. Also, you need passport photographs. You need 2x2 passport photographs. You can go to a good studio to do that. Many of them know the requirements, they know the background color, they know how it's supposed to be. For example, both ears are supposed to be showing. I think the background color is supposed to be white and has to be a recent passport photograph. Please go to a very good studio. It's very important. I had to do mine twice because the first time I was like, well, it's just a passport. So I went to one of these cyber cafes, and make sure you go to a good studio. Make sure you go to a place where they understand the requirements and everything. The quality matters. I know it's not the quality of your passport photograph that will give you visa, but at least let them see, one fresh guy or one fine girl in your passport photograph. You understand? Also, this is very, very important. Fill your DS-160 yourself. Do it yourself. I keep saying these things. Do it yourself. Because see, when you are at the embassy and you are being interviewed, if you notice, your interviewer is looking at the computer. He's looking at your DS-160. He's listening to what you are saying, and he's looking at your DS-160. He or she is looking at your DS-160 to make sure there are no discrepancies and to make sure you're not lying, because just one little lie and that's it. So you see why you should feel it yourself. If you give it to an agent and you don't go through it and you just go there and start saying different things, one little lie could cost you your visa. So make sure you feel it yourself, or if you don't feel it yourself, well, I shouldn't be advising you not to feel it yourself, but if you don't, make sure you go through it, okay, before you go for your interview. You also need to go to the embassy with your I-20. Of course, you need to go with your I-20 and your passport to show them which school you're going to be attending. I mean, that's the first thing they will ask for. They'll be like, pass me your passport and your I-20. Yeah, that's the first thing. So you need to go with your I-20. That shows the school you're attending. Okay, your I-20, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but your I-20 also has your tuition fee. So that way the bank statement you are providing at the embassy should be able to cover the amount that is in your I-20. The bank statement is categorized among supporting documents. Okay, you need to show that you or your sponsor can pay for your schooling. Like if you're going to be there for 4 years or 2 years, just show that they can pay for like the first year of schooling at least. Okay, and the statement has to show a regular inflow and outflow of money. That way they know that, okay, your sponsor is well equipped to sponsor your whole 4 or 2 years of education in the United States. They don't want you to like just come to the US and like get stranded. In fact, some schools would ask you to pay part of your tuition just to make sure that you don't come here and get stranded. You should also provide documents that show your scholastic preparation. For example, your GRE results, your transcripts, your WAEC results, your SAT results. Okay, those might not be requested for, to be honest. They might not ask you for it, but just have it with you just in case. It's important to have too much documents than to not have enough documents. So just be over prepared. In fact, you also need documents that demonstrate strong financial, social, or family ties, especially if you are coming with a dependent. So a dependent will be given an F2 visa. A dependent is your child or your spouse. Okay, so you have to show that you are related. You have to show that you are not just eloping. For example, if you are living with your spouse, then you have to show that, okay, you have a business here that you come back to, or you have family here that you come back to, or you have investments that you really need to come back to and all that. So you need to show and prove that you are going to be back to your home country. Also, please note that you can apply at any time. In fact, it's advisable for you to apply for your visa as soon as you get your I-20. People say that you should only go to the embassy 120 days before school resumes. Well, that is not the case. The thing is, when your visa is issued, the date reflected on it will be 120 days before your school resumes. So that doesn't mean you can't go before 120 days. You can go, but the date reflected on it would be 120 days before. It's very advisable to go ahead of time. That way, if you get denied, you can go back before school resumes. Okay, so try to prepare early, try to start early. Despite the fact that your visa might be issued 120 days before your start date, you should not enter the United States 30 days before school resumes. Okay, you're only allowed to enter the United States 30 days prior to your school's resumption date. So if you've gotten your visa, it's fine, just chill with it and wait till 30 days before that. Okay, hopefully I've given you enough information on the visa processing, documents you need, and how much you would be spending. In my next video, I will be talking about the visa interview itself and how to prepare and what to expect. Thank you so much for always watching and liking and sharing. I really appreciate this. I'm really happy to see the growth on this channel, and thank you. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you get notified when I post my next video. See you next week, same time.